cut the cake. And then Dennis Milton, 156-pounder, entertained him, even mystified perhaps Pernell Whitaker with some of his magic tricks.
Yeah, what you do? Hey, man, what you...
Oh, look at that.
Whoa! We may want to put Dennis Milton on tour. Now in the ring, getting ready for his 4th fight in the World Amateur Boxing Tournament, Mark Breland. And he goes against a 22-year-old left-handed mechanic from West Germany, Manfred Zielonka. It's going to be interesting to see how each man begins the fight. Manfred Zielonka of West Germany has oftentimes come on with a big rush at the very beginning of a round. Mark Breland, on the other hand, has a very, very sore right hand. He turned 19, as noted, just last Tuesday, and he's a little bit low. The referee is Walker of New Zealand, cautioning him on the low blow that he threw. Now, more importantly, let's consider the 5 judges who will cast the ballots. They are from Egypt, Dominican Republic, Soviet Union, Venezuela, and Japan. Referee does not have a ballot. Manfred Zielonka, the left-hander wearing the black shirt, is a mechanic. He was a member of the West German Olympic team, the '81 national champion. He defeated Narvaez of Puerto Rico, Kaniuki of Kenya, 3-2, Kapalka, Poland, 4-1. His right eye is very tender from his 2nd fight. Though he was a member of the Olympic team, the West German Olympians did not go to Moscow. They boycotted. There is a stinging right hand thrown by Mark Breland. I saw him grimace in no way, so apparently it is wrapped sufficiently. But he stung him with a right hand as the West German moved in. There's another one. Just missed the jaw. Breland defeating Koskela of Sweden. Referee stopping the contest in the 2nd round. Chubataru, knockout in the 1st round from Romania. And Danyi of Hungary, 5-0. There's another Breland right hand. And Zielonka gave up a little real estate that time when the right hand landed flush. This is the 1st international tournament for Mark Breland. So poised. It's hard to realize that this is actually his 1st international competition overseas. He did not participate in any of the dual meets earlier this year. There's your West German coaches up in the corner. Helmut Rans and Dieter Wemherne. Dieter has a terrible time being quiet during the course of a fight. He just cannot refrain from doing a little coaching. I think he's been run out of the gym half a dozen times already during the course of the tournament. Both fighters still moving a little gingerly here in this 1st round as we come to the end of it with 2 big right hands having marked the scorecard of Mark Breland. Round 2, the 2nd of 3 3-minute rounds. I thought Breland took the 1st one. The 2 hardest blows, the 2 big right hands, though he picked Manfred Zielonka pretty well with the left. Left flashing into the face of Zielonka. The 2 right hands really stopped Zielonka's rushes inside. In earlier fights, and particularly in his fight against Kapalka of Poland, Zielonka came bowling in. He has not been able to do it tonight, not against Breland. He just took a left and a right flush in the face right there. I see no particular evidence of damage in the tender area around the right eye of Zielonka. Mark Breland, for the moment, against the West German seems to go pretty well flat-footed, and he just nailed him with a right hand, and it brings on an 8 count. The right hand just came flashing. When Breland went flat-footed, he flashed the right, and he got him right on the chin. So it's an 8 count off the big right hand. Another right. Every time that right has landed, Manfred Zielonka has given up a little bit of the ring. The referee is Mr. Walker from New Zealand. Trying to lure him in, and he did again. He's brought him inside by assuming that stance, which is a little different than Mark Breland usually affects. He went flat-footed, raised his hands up, and each time that Zielonka stepped in, Breland nailed him with a right. That time it didn't work. German left-hander has not mounted any kind of a charge so far. He's 22 years of age, Zielonka. Breland loading it up again and missed with it. He is more stationary in this fight than I have seen him. The final round at 147 pounds welterweight. Mark Breland of the United States leading in this fight, no question about it. Trying to make it into the finals against Sergey Konakbayev of the Soviet Union. And what a scrap that's going to be. Woo-hoo. Right popped into the midsection. The right hand to the face just missed as Zielonka, intimidated from a big right in the very first round, has just simply not stuck his head in there. That's the first real rush that he has tried to make in the fight. And that time he got away with it. And the home crowd beginning to pick it up a little bit for their native son, and why not? The only problem Manfred's got is he's got a pretty tough guy in front of him. Breland, as I said, more stationary in this fight than in any we have seen in this tournament. That brought a roar from the home folks, but not much on it. Breland caught Zielonka with a left. He hits Breland when Breland had his hands down on the floor, and gets no admonishing from the referee for it. As Breland lost his balance, throws the right hand, throws another hard right hand, and Zielonka goes back into the ropes, and that's another 8 count. That is the second 8 count of the fight, and they have both come from big right hand and a sore right hand. 7 of the American boxers came here with sore hands coming out of their box off and from the national tournament in Charlotte, and some of them have just simply not recovered. And it's a problem when you're trying to box your way through a 2-week tournament with this level of competition with sore hands. It is a bother. Sergey Konakbayev defeating Omarui of Nigeria to get into the finals, and the winner of this one goes into the finals. And right now Mark Breland has a pretty good handle on it. Inside a minute now. They're the West German coaches. You can see now they're beginning to talk to their man a little bit. There's probably the best punch of the fight thrown by Zielonka, and it didn't have all that much on it. There's that quick left hand slashed into the face. Now the West German coaches get that finger pointed at him again for coaching from the corner. Got to use the white portion of the glove, the knuckles. Mark Breland didn't use the knuckles too well in that last one, as he tended to slap to the side of the head. And referee Walker spoke to him about it. There's another right hand by Breland. Not quite on target as the others have been. We're inside 10 seconds now. Another right hand by Breland. He closes with a flurry. And the fight is going to end just as soon as Manfred Zielonka takes his third 8 count in the fight. It is over. I don't think there's a whole lot of mystery in what that decision is going to be. You can see that Zielonka is pretty well battered as he goes back to his corner. And Mark Breland now will have the gloves taken off, and they do it rather gingerly with that sore right hand. Some slow-mo action from the closing moments. That big flurry by Mark Breland, the left, and followed by the wicked right hand. It was just a fusillade of punches in the third round that caused 2 8 counts for Zielonka. And Mark Breland has seldom looked sharper than he did in this fight. Here is your decision now at 147 pounds. It is Breland 5-0. So Mark Breland gets the unanimous decision, and some of the scoring by substantial margins. One of them at 60-54, but Breland won all 3 rounds, won all the cards from all 5 judges, and he goes into the finals against Bayev of the Soviet Union. To enjoy, saying congratulations, not only happy birthday, but another congratulations for a most impressive win.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, and I'm proud to see. I'm glad I'm winning. But he was a very tough fighter, you know. He was awkward, plus, you know, he's a southpaw. That made him even awkwarder, plus he was moving around a lot.
I thought you were more stationary in this fight, though, than any time during the tournament.
Yeah, I did more stationary fighting because there wasn't no need of me moving if he's going to run around like a jump around like a rabbit.
That's right. Now you've got a chance to go fight for the gold, but you got to fight a guy that's about as good as anybody has been recently in this weight division in amateur boxing anywhere in the world, Bayev.
Oh yeah, he's a very good fighter. You know, he's not that strong. He's an excellent boxer, but he has one problem. He drops his left hand a little bit too often. And that's a sign of hurt.
You go soak that sore right hand and get it ready.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, Mark. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
We'll be fighting for a gold medal at 147 pounds.